Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to do an updated video about the most expensive items in Bannerlord. So I did a video about this. It's been about close to 2 years now, so I thought why not, let's make another one. And also before the video starts, I want to mention I have a playlist down below. This is the first link in the description, and it's going to link you to the most recent updated guides I have for Bannerlord, tip videos, information videos, all of that from 2022. You know what I mean? So they're up to date, and they're good for the patches that are currently going on. But yeah, I decided to remake this video because obviously prices have changed drastically in the game, and I think you know, some of the things got changed around, some new items got added, so I thought why not, let's do it. So we're gonna go through all the categories and just see, you know, what changed, what got different, and go from there. So without further ado, let's start it off. So for one-handed, we have early retirement, so one-handed swords. So this sword, it does beat the rest by quite a margin, and just letting you know, in this video, we're not actually going over all the stats. We're just going over, you know, the money, and the money does actually fluctuate from place to place in terms of what kind of game version you're in, and also how far in the game you are. Based on how inflation is in your game and all those other things in there. But these items should always stay at the top. Alrighty, for two-handed, we have the Thamaskene Steel Two-Hander. It's clocking in about 14,000, and the last one's clocking in about 17,000. Then for the one-handed axe, we have the rectangular bitted axe, clocking in at over 2,500. Then we have the heavy executioner axe for the two-handed axe. And this one, what's it called, is clocking at almost 13,000 gold. Next, moving on to the one-handed maces. We have the Cataphract Mace, and it's clocking in about 2.5 again. Then for the two-handed, which is actually the only two-handed mace in the game, it is the Sledgehammer, and it's clocking about 1,000 and a little bit of change. Next we have the two-handed, well actually the one-handed polearm, but it could also be two-handed as well. It is the triangular throwing spear, clocking about 11,000. And then onto the two-handed polearm. This one can only be two-handed, cannot be one-handed, and you can spear brace with it. It is the War Razor, and it's clocking at about 11,000 as well. Next we have shields. We have the best shield is the Tall Heater Shield. This one's clocking about 35,000. Very good shield. It's very long. It protects pretty much the whole body. Next we have bows. We have the Woodland Longbow. So before, the bows that were actually tied, there was like 4 bows that were tied for the first spot. But now this one, I guess, had some changes to it. So now it is the best one. It is the Woodland Longbow. Very good. I actually use this one in game currently. What's it called? In terms of speed and how actually far you can shoot, it is an insane weapon, and it's clocking about 30,000. Next we have is the piercing arrows. These are the best arrows in the game. They clocking about under 2,000. They have very high pierce, and the stack amount is very good for the amount of pierce that it has. That's 4 pierce, and the stack amount is 23. It's very good because usually the more pierce arrows have, the less they actually have in the stack, but this one has both, you know, like high pierce and high stack amount. Next we have is the crossbow. So the best crossbow is still the bound crossbow, clocking at about 7,000, a little bit under 7,000 if you want to go the crossbow route. And the best bolts for the crossbow are the light bolts. This was changed as well, clocking at 3,500. And this one has crazy amount of pierce, but most crossbows do insane damage regardless. Next, onto the throwing axes. So this one we do actually have a tie. The Highland Throwing Axe and the Tribesman Throwing Axe are both tied for the same amount, clocking it over 1,000 and some change. Next we have is throwing daggers, or throwing knives. And these are the Sparring throwing daggers. They clock in about 300 gold, kind of cheap. Obviously you can use these in towns, kind of like, you know, part of your civilian outfit. That's why they're cheap, unlike the other weapons listed. Next we have is the best javelin, which is the what's it called, the Jareed, clocking at about 6,000. This used to be 60,000 if you guys don't remember, and there used to be a lot of smithing stuff that you can do with it. But yeah, now that's just moved on to two-handed weapons. But clocking at about over 6,000 is the Jareed as the best javelin. Next we have is armors. So armor-wise, the best helmet is the Warlord helmet over full mail. So clocking at about 47,000. So this is the best one in the game. Again, this section was actually tied last year between like 3 or 4 helmets, but now this one has beat it. Next we have is the cape or the shoulder guard. We have the reinforced bronze scale shoulder guards. They look very shiny, let me tell you that. It looks like a beam of light, but it clocks in a little over 7,000, so not that bad actually. Next we have is the what's called the body armor, probably the most important part of the armor. We have the I'm probably gonna say this wrong, Brigandine over mail, clocking at about 63,000. Very good stats. Again, this was a section that was actually tied before, but this one does beat the other ones out of the water. Next we have is the hand armor, the Scale Warlord bracers. These clock in about over 2,000, not that bad. And next we have is the boots, which is the foot foot armor, which is the scale boots. Again, they clock in about 2,000. The boots and the the bracers, they were both actually really significantly nerfed in price, unlike the head armor and the body armor. And lastly we have is our horse and his armor. So the best horse is still the Pureblood, clocking about 14,000. The price hasn't changed much. Still the best. Doesn't require much of a requirement in terms of like, you know, riding requirements. It has insane speed. The hit points, it could be a little bit better, but again, the speed, maneuverability is what makes it the best. And armor wise, we have is the Celtic Frost armor. So this horse armor used to be actually tied with 2 other horse armors, but they actually increased the armor rating, or like the armor amount, and this became the best one, clocking about 30,000. Next, we have the most expensive food, pound for pound, across the map, which is cheese, with an average cost of 43 gold. Next, we have smithing material. The most expensive one is Thamaskene steel, pretty much the ones you get all the way to the end if you choose the smithing, you know, route. Next, we have is the best tradable good in the game, which is still spice, clocking at about 400 gold. And lastly, we have the best tradable animal, also animal that you can consume as well, and that is the cow, at clocking in a little bit over 200 gold. So that will pretty much do it for pretty much the most expensive items in the game currently. This is as of 2022, patch 1.7.1 we're currently on. I'm gonna make another one of these probably a year down the line whenever the game fully comes out. But yeah, I always find these kind of interesting to see what is the most expensive, what can you really aim to get, and usually the most expensive usually means one of the best in the game. So yeah, let me know if you guys want any more of these type of videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, and go visit that playlist down below, man. I'm trying to boost up that playlist, man, so go visit it. A lot of good guides. It's gonna help you out. We already have a couple of them up there, and I'm dropping them, I would say, once or twice a week. You know, some good lengthy guides to you know, help you guys out with whatever you guys need help with. So go check it out, and stay safe.